Hello and welcome to this week's episode of TBA. My name is Matt, this is Caitlin, and first things first, I think I got to reference how good is our theme song.
It's great, fantastic.
It's really brilliant, got a good tune to it. Caitlin, I believe you know our first segment very well.
Yes, I do. So we have the news of the week, which is something I prepared a little earlier. Thieves have vandalised an Albion Park rail tobacconist for the third time in 6 weeks, this time using a ute to bust open the shop in a pre-dawn raid. The raids on Signal Shop off Ash Avenue have cost the business almost $40,000 in lost stock, property damage and stolen cash. The Turnbull government is considering changes to the $10 billion pharmaceutical benefits scheme designed to bring down the price of medicine. US President Donald Trump has fired 59 missiles into a Syrian airbase on Friday in retaliation to Bashar al-Assad's alleged use of chemical weapons on civilians.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched.
United Airlines is in hot water after beating and dragging a passenger off an overbooked plane. The passenger, Dr. David Deo, was forcibly removed from the aeroplane to make room for other passengers.
No! My guys, my God, what are you doing? No, this is wrong. Oh my God, look at what you did to him.
That was News of the Week. Back to the studio.
That's pretty horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very distressing footage.
Yeah, definitely. Our next segment is produced by Nicola and Bronagh at a refugee rally.
On April 9th, members of religious and community organisations gathered in Crown Street, Wollongong to march for refugee rights at the Palm Sunday rally. The rally was organised by the Refugee Action Collective Illawarra. I spoke to Sharat Lal about the aims of the event.
We're holding a rally. Our group is in support of refugees, but our primary goal initially is to ask the government to close the camps on Manus and Nauru and bring the refugees to the mainland.
Next, I spoke to Sister Susan Connolly, a Catholic Josephite nun and refugee advocate, about what the Catholic Church is doing to advocate for refugee and asylum seeker rights.
There is a great deal going on. Now, for instance, my own congregation, the Sisters of St Joseph, we've given at least 3 houses that we own so that refugee families can go there. So we're part of what's called the House of Welcome. So there's a lot of support systems that are set up there. And we network with other groups who are not religious, and so that we can all, as Australians, get together and do the best thing. But just because things aren't in the newspaper doesn't mean to say they're not going on. Yeah.
I spoke to some of the organisations participating in the rally about why they're here today.
Well, I'm here with the Wollongong Socialists, which is a club at Wollongong Uni. We're an anti-capitalist group, and we're here because we're really involved in anti-racist protests, and we want to see the refugees freed. We want to shut down the detention centres that the government runs, and we want to bring the refugees here.
My name is Susan Locke. I'm coordinator with the Berry Amnesty Group. Amnesty has a lot of local action groups, and so Berry has one, and there's a couple of other groups in the audience as well. And we're here to continue our protest against the camps and against their breaches of human rights law and international conventions.
I asked all the interviewees how Australians, the Wollongong community and university students can become involved in this cause.
Yeah, look, I think the university is an excellent place for us to be involved in. I think we have young people who are hopefully public-spirited and can see the inequity of the situation. So I think getting involved in refugee groups, coming along to rallies, maybe starting up groups or interest groups of your own on campus, all that kind of stuff is helpful. It's all small bits, but I think together they're creating some pressure. As we said, things seem to be moving in a positive direction.
Well, it's interesting you asked that, because on my way down from Sydney, I heard Mr Peter Dutton, the Minister for Immigration, saying that it doesn't matter how much Australians bleat on about the asylum seeker issue, the ones on Manus Island and Nauru will not be coming to Australia. My advice to Australians, no matter where they are, Wollongong or a university, wonderful Wollongong University, is to keep on bleating. Let us bleat very, very loudly to say, I am an Australian and I'm going to keep on bleating about this, because this is not only about innocent victims, it's also about the integrity of Australia. If we don't stand up and bleat, it means we're the same as everybody else. We've got to keep bleating to keep the story alive.
The main thing is to educate yourself about the international conventions. In many ways what's happening here is, in a sense, a kind of fake news, if you like, that we have the right to stop people coming seeking asylum in our countries.
Get out here and protest. So we've got a lot of Wollongong University students here today, which is excellent, but you know, the detention centres aren't going to be shut down with one protest. We need to keep the fight up. We need more and more anti-racist mass movements. So come chat to our club and get involved in the ongoing refugee rights campaign.
It's great to see the community getting together for such an important cause. To the next segment, Frankie is going to deconstruct the truth about the biodegradable cup.
I don't know where coffee cups go once they're in the bin, any further than in the bin.
Just goes in the bin and that's it, that's the end of it.
The majority of the bins I find around university are exclusively coffee cups.
All the outlets on campus are selling bio cups at the moment, and people think that they're the best alternative out there. What they don't know is that even though it's a bio cup, that recycling facilities sometimes most likely don't actually have the facilities needed to recycle them, so the cups end up in landfill anyway. So I use my Keep cup every day. Just because you can't use bio cups doesn't mean you can't drink coffee endlessly. To grab a coffee in your Keep cup, all you have to do is make sure it's clean. There are so many kitchen goes on campus.
I didn't know that you could ask, like if you ask nicely, for Rush employees to wash it for you, or you can just go up to a kitchen go, because I just forgot that that was at all an option for someone with a Keep cup.
Bring your own cup to Rush outlets. We have 3 of them. We're really trying to promote a cup-free, friendly environment. You don't have to buy one of our branded Zest cups at all. You can bring your own funky little cup. It can be anything, from a tiny to a standardized mug, just anything at all, and you can get your 30-cent discount on whatever drink you purchase within that cup at our outlets.
And most people don't even finish their entire coffee as well, so they don't even think about taking the lid off before they dispose of it.
I think that coffee culture is such a culture of like fast moving, everything's fast, like you rock up in the morning and you just want your coffee and you don't want to have to think about it at all. So I feel like that totally plays into why people are reluctant to get Keep cups, because it's just another thing that adds to your morning when really in reality it's nothing, but it's such a culture of just wanting things fast and waking up and blah blah, so people don't care.
The idea about it is to step away from that disposable mindset and think about the consequences that your actions have on the planet, namely heaps and heaps and heaps of coffee cups in landfill every day.
Well done, Frankie, there for covering that story. It was a story that I feel like probably needs a little bit more awareness, and hopefully the audience out there can, like, you know, start to sink that in and get them thinking. So we're going to have our very first in-studio interview coming up soon with Gianna from the UOW Musical Theatre Society.
So, first question, tell us what inspired you to start the society?
So last year I was a student at University of Sydney, and on my orientation day the Musical Theatre Society there did a performance and it blew me away, and I found out about all these amazing shows and events they did. I decided to change my mind about my degree, came home to Wollongong where I was born and raised, and from there I decided why not have a society here. I found out we don't have one, which is amazing. No. So many people in Illawarra are part of the theatre community, like outside of uni, and so many of those people attend this university. How could you not have a society? So I brought it upon myself with a couple of friends to start it up.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Would you say that you're using the foundations of what you saw at University of Sydney to bring it here to UOW?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean,
they have all of those resources. They're very well established. But coming to UAW, and it's such a great university, we have those same resources and so much untapped potential, so why not use them and kickstart something amazing?
So you just mentioned how you at University of Sydney were quite established. At UAW, what are the long-term plans here of what you want to try and get this club here established?
So our kind of main goal is we want to put on at least 2 productions a year, so probably one at the end of every semester. So we want to get a mix of well-known musicals like Phantom of the Opera or Legally Blonde or Hairspray, and some of the lesser-known ones like The Fantastics or Avenue Q. And hopefully we can collaborate with other students who want to write their musicals or direct musicals.
So you're getting in contact with the local theatre groups here in Wollongong?
Yep, so I've been involved with nearly every theatre company in the Illawarra, and I know many of those people would love to be involved. They want to hold, dance workshops and singing workshops, including technical workshops like for sound and lighting, which is a really important aspect of the theatre.
Awesome. So as the president, do you have ideas of particular plays that you want to produce?
Yeah, so I am a huge fan of Avenue Q, and I've always wanted to do it. It's kind of an interesting one because it involves puppets, but I think it'd be very appropriate for university audiences to see one day. I did get gunned down for that suggestion as our first musical, but we are working on picking our first one, and it'll be something spectacular.
So do you have a process of coming along to create these productions at the end of every semester, I believe? Do you have an idea who you want to write it, to get involved? Is that sort of something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so what we do basically, we've got our administrative team already set together, and from there we want to put a production team, which might change for every production. So we'll have a director and a producer and a choreographer, and from there we will audition people. So you don't have to be involved in the society to audition, but if you receive a role, you'll have to sign up, pay a small fee to help, pay for licensing and all of that. But basically it's open to everyone. We want to just see people get out there and express themselves and be part of the production.
How do you think that the UAW community will benefit from this, from your society?
Well, we want to create a safe space for people who want to express themselves, and you haven't really kind of found that way to do that. There's lots of like-minded people at UAW from diverse backgrounds who could use that creative space to really express themselves, and I believe the Theatre Society can do that. Every aspect of it can benefit somebody in some way. Not to mention, when we put on a great show, everyone can come watch. It'll be amazing.
So you just said the safe space sort of could be a challenge of creating this club. What would you say as president, are there any other challenges that you are trying to get through?
Yeah, so getting people interested. I mean, musical theatre is not for everybody. I do realise that. We want to make it accessible for the general audience by picking shows that would be good for lots of different audiences to see. But also things like venues and resources. UAW is only a young university, so we want to try and help establish those things within the university that can maybe benefit not just our society but everyone in general.
So to a final question here. What's the plans? What's going to happen in the next couple of weeks? Where can people contact you, and what's the go?
Yeah, so definitely look us up on our Facebook page, UAW Musical Theatre Society. We have a group and a page, so feel free to look up both and join into both. We'll be posting our latest events on there. Our most recent one will be on May the 4th, Star Wars Day. We're going to have our musical movie night here at UAW, so feel free to come along and watch some great musical movies.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for your time.
No worries.
Hey guys, welcome to the second segment of Food for Thought.
Yeah, this is a segment where we show you how to make nutritious but very cheap food, especially for students like you, me, Georgie, and everybody else is at UAW.
Yeah, so today we're going to show you how to make a really simple, really healthy, really quick smoothie that you can have for breakfast.
Yeah, so we have our blender here. We're just going to add the ingredients and let you know a little bit about why you should include these ingredients in your smoothies.
Yeah.
So let's get started. So the base of our smoothie is going to be bananas.
Yeah, bananas are pretty much the base of the smoothie. So once you add the bananas, you can choose the other ingredients and that will determine the flavour of your smoothies. So today we've just chosen to do peanut butter and chocolate because that's one of our favorite combinations. But yeah.
You can also have like, if you don't, I mean, I don't know who doesn't like chocolate, but if you don't like chocolate, you can always do banana and cinnamon, banana strawberry, you know, the choices are endless really.
Yeah, and bananas are really high in carbohydrates, which will kickfuel the starry day and yeah, wake you up for those morning lectures. Hopefully you don't fall asleep in them.
Yeah, and apparently bananas meant to be one of those happy fruits, so I don't know if it's true, but it does send some endorphins to you.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have something filling and something that makes you feel good.
And then next we're going to add some cacao powder or chocolate. And there is cocoa powder and cacao powder. And we've chosen to use cacao powder because it's just a little bit more nutritious. It's really dense in nutrients like magnesium and iron and vitamin B's. So yeah, but if you just have cocoa powder on hand and you can't have access to cacao powder, it should be fine, it will still taste the same. But yeah, we've just chosen cacao powder just because it's more nutritious.
Yeah. Another thing would be, I know sometimes getting supplements and getting superfoods can be really expensive. And I know back years ago, I guess, it was, but now they're starting to come up like in Coles and Aldi and stuff like that, so they're not that expensive to obtain, so that's bonus. So the next thing I'm going to add is some roasted almonds. Now, they don't have to be roasted, but we just happen to have some. Again, a good source of fat, you know, it's going to keep you full, it's going to keep you satisfied.
Yeah, same as with your peanut butter, we're using this brand that just has 100% peanuts in it. So make sure you do read the ingredients. A lot of the peanut butter brands will have added oils and added preservatives and salt. And yeah, you don't want that. So this one's just 100% peanuts. And yeah, also a good source of fats.
Okay, so the last thing is some ice.
And yeah, for the liquid that will help the smoothie blend, we've just chosen to use soy milk, but you can use whatever liquid you want, water, juice, another kind of milk.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favourites is also coconut milk. It's really creamy and it just makes it so delicious.
Coconut milk makes smoothies really creamy.
We're going to put this in the blender and we'll show you what the end result is like.
Okay. So this is the final product. And yeah, see, this is going to fill you up really good in the morning.
Yeah, it's really dense as well, so it's gonna, like Georgie said, fill you up. Like, it's not just like something you can just have and then, you know, it's pretty dense. It'll fill you up, trust me. So, let's try. Yeah. It's really good. Okay, so like you wouldn't really be able to taste too much banana. Like all you're gonna taste is pretty much chocolate. You're gonna taste the almond. You're gonna taste some peanut butter. So that was it for the second episode.
Yeah, well done, girls. I feel like one day they should come in here with these recipes and just share it around with all of us, all to have a bit, eh?
For sure, I'd love to tuck into those. So to the next segment, Brendan actually spoke to the girls from Custom Sluts. This is what
WTV, we're joined with Custom Sluts, guys. How are we going?
Oh, mate, top notch. We're doing a thing, I'll tell you that much. Are we the June rats?
And it was a hectic show out there. You guys were unreal at the start.
It got a bit shit towards the end. Real strong beginnings, not so sure on the finish.
This stuff's a bit heavier with a slight pop tinge, like Jason Derulo. How long has that been brewing?
So, we were on our way to Newcastle and we couldn't get the aux cord to work and we were like, fuck it, community radio. And Writing Solo just came on, we were like, oh my god, we know this song. And then it's just our jam. It's our jam, you know, chuck a bit of flute in there. Oh, dude. Make it. You gotta make.
That was a crazy thing that rocked out. Have you, like, obviously you've played the flute, like, before?
Couple of years, couple of 12 years maybe or something.
Hell.
You know, classically trained, it's fine. in my garage and play Frank Zappa sometimes.
I do though, okay? Don't laugh at that.
Yeah. So guys, how did the process of getting your own shirts and stuff, like that must feel awesome, like you have a piece of clothing with your name representing you guys.
Sick.
We kind of feel like we might be a real band now.
Maybe. Okay, here's the thing. First we made puffy paint shirts and like 2-3 washes it'd wash out.
There's our friend Max from Grouse has one and it's like it just says Stom.
Up Grouse though, they're
Grouse is sick, love it.
And then we were like, maybe we should like try and be a real band and make real shirts. And then Brett Randall, shout out Brett Randall, you're a legend.
You're a good bean.
Made us the designs, did a cheeky little lyric from one of the songs on it. And then our friend Jack Isaacs, shout out Jack Isaacs, you're a legend. I'm good at interviews.
You're real good.
He did the screen printing, send them on their way.
Sweatshop.
And now, yeah, we paid him $1 an hour.
We've legit got the world's best interviewees and the world's worst interviewer right here trying to do this shit. What is your favourite song name that you've figured out so far?
Gong Sluts.
Gong Sluts.
For sure. Wait, do you mean our songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gong Sluts.
Gong Sluts.
It's a shout out to all the chicks in Gong that are sluts. Own it. Fucking own it.
Do it, man.
You're a sick bitch if you're a slut.
Sick.
That's fucking awesome. I heard like the big shout out to International Women's Day. Like that was a fucking huge thing. Like I love that.
Okay, so people like take sluts, custom sluts, as the wrong idea, but Shane, tell them what it's all about.
So, like the idea with Custom Sluts, it's about like removing the stigma of sluts. Like if you wanna like do whatever you want with whatever dude, good on you. That's cool, and you shouldn't be shamed for wanting to do sex things. And it's also real funny because me and Kel have been in like a relationship with our boyfriends for a long time. So, you know what? Just
we're a slut. You're a slut. Everyone's slut. Everyone's sluts.
Woo!
If you can get a close up of that day, I think we could end like on a zoom in on there. I think. Thank you very much, Jason D. Thank you very much, Custom Sluts.
Thank you.
Cheers, Az.
I wonder where I can get one of those Custom Slut t-shirts. I will be Googling that on a private browser. So guys, if you want to get in contact with us, use the hashtag TBA and talk about anything that we've shown today, and we'll be getting back to you on that. So thank you very much for watching. I think this brings us to the end of our show.
Yes, but just a heads up, we don't actually have a show next week, but we will be back for the following week, so hopefully we see you there. But from everyone here at the studio, thank you and have a great Easter and long weekend.